Hey, Shalom. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect who firmly believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, the title of this lesson is going to be The Lord's Mercy, right? The Lord's Mercy. Because for the Lord to introduce us to this truth, call us into this truth, allow us to develop and grow in this truth, it's truly His mercy. Because once you know and understand this truth for what it is, and for not what you want it to be, you know and understand that the Lord doesn't deliver this message to any and everyone. Right? So when we do have it in our possession, we got to showcase gratitude by pushing His word back out. Right? So the first scripture I want to start with is Colossians chapter 1, verse 20. And having made peace through the blood of His cross, by Him to reconcile all things unto Himself. By Him, I say, whether they be things in earth or things in heaven, and you that were sometimes alienated and enemies in your mind by wicked works, yet now have He reconciled. That's right, Yahweh reconciled us back to Him through Yahushai. When Yahushai had to endure the sufferings, of the sacrifice, that's what allowed the reconciliation between man and the Most High, right? Because without Yahushua, we ain't got a chance. Without Yahushua, we don't have the understanding. Without Yahushua, we don't have the mysteries. So the Lord had to allow Yahushua to pay for His sins first and foremost, then for the sins for the elect, in order for us to have a hope for salvation. Verse 22, in the body of His flesh, through death, to present you holy and unblameable and unreprovable in His sight, if ye continue in the faith, grounded and settled. Because it's all about continuing. Once you've been in this truth for a certain amount of time, you get to see how a lot of men fall off. A lot of men discontinue from the faith. And the scriptures speak upon, what's the parable? It escapes me at the moment. But it's three different classifications of why men pretty much fall off and fall out of this truth. Receiving seed by the thorns, receiving seed by the wayside. And I forgot the last one. The last one escapes me, but you can look up that parable. So it's all about continuing in the faith, being diligent in the faith. It says, if you continue in the faith, grounded and settled, and be not moved away from the hope of the gospel, which ye have heard, and which was preached to every creature which is under heaven, whereof I, Paul, am made minister, who now rejoice in my sufferings for you, and fill up that which is behind, of the afflictions of Hamashiach, in my flesh for his body's sake, which is the church, whereof I am made a minister, according to the dispensation of Yahweh, which is given to me for you to fulfill the word of Yahweh. Even the mystery which hath been hid from ages and from generations, but now is made manifest to His saints, which is who? The Israelites. More importantly, the elect. More importantly, the elect. This mystery, this truth, this understanding, it's been hid. We ain't know who we were for ages, man. The Lord discontinued us from our heritage. We got to receive this truth, and continue to grow in it from 1969, and during the whole time of the Renaissance period, we didn't have this information. We didn't have this understanding. We didn't have the true name of our power. We didn't have that GPS route. We didn't have that navigation, but now we have it, right? That's the Lord's mercy. To whom God will make known what is the riches of the glory of this mystery among the Gentiles, which is Hamashiach in you, the hope of glory. whom we preach, warning every man and teaching every man in all wisdom, that we may present every man perfect in Yahushua Mashiach, whereunto also labor, striving according to his working, which worketh in me mightily. Right? You get the book of Hebrews. We started the 3rd chapter and go into the 4th. This is Hebrews chapter 3. What's this at? Yeah. Hebrews chapter 3, verse. Let's get into some history. This is Hebrews chapter 3. I'm going to start at verse 12. Take heed, brethren, lest there be in any of you an evil heart of unbelief in departing from the living power. But exhort one another daily while it is called today, lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. And that's why, it's important, to be, involved in the word, on a daily basis, to the best of our ability, of course, because this is a cold world we live in, a tough world we live in, while trying to maintain our spiritual sanity and righteousness. Right? For we are made partakers of Hamashiach if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast unto the end. It's all about what? Continuing, man. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. We got to remain confident and steadfast unto the end. Once we on those chariots, and once Yahushua place a crown upon our head, then we can exhale. Verse 15, while it is said, today if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts, as in the provocation. For some, when they had heard, did provoke, howbeit not all that came out of Egypt by Moses. That's right, not everybody, came out the wilderness. It says, but with whom was he grieved 40 years? Was it not with them that had sinned, whose carcasses fell in the wilderness? And to whom sware he that they should not enter into his rest? But to them that believe not. So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. So that's why faith goes a long way. And faith is a gift. Pursuant to Ephesians 2:8, faith is a gift. Not everybody has faith bestowed upon them. Hebrews 4:1, let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it. And fear is interchangeable with respect, reverence, right? We got to do what the Lord requires us to do so we can receive the promise, which is what? The kingdom of heaven. For unto us was the gospel preached as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it. And we are living examples of that for those of us who are still teaching, for those of us who are still on the highways and byways. We received this word just like the Fallout Boys received the word. But ultimately, they never had the faith. But ultimately, they weren't of the elect. The Lord just called them in for them to receive a greater judgment. And they were the same individuals who fell out back in the day. They just, reliving their position. They just reliving their position. It says, it's like, it's one person hearing a piece of advice like, hey, this particular stock is going to make you millions of dollars. Invest in it. Two people can hear the same advice and only one person is going to take the action. The other one is in disbelief because he's just a Debbie Downer, negative Nancy, so to speak. Rebel Ronnie, right? It says, verse 3, for we which have believed do enter into rest, as he said. That's right. Our belief is what's going to get us into the kingdom of heaven, no matter what we go through, no matter what type of hell we got to endure, no matter what type of tribulation we got to face. Our belief in the Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, our belief in his word is what's going to get us to the finish line, to the promised land, to the kingdom of heaven. As I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works were finished from the foundation of the world. For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise, and Yahweh did rest the seventh day from all his works. But essentially it's about what? Believing in ourselves. Believing in ourselves. The Lord told us not to cast away our confidence. Hebrews the 10th chapter. Hebrews. Let's see. Pop up. Hebrews 10. Hebrews 10 chapter, let me start at 34. It says, For ye had compassion of me in my bonds, and took joyfully the spoiling of your goods, knowing in yourselves that ye have in heaven a better and an enduring substance. Cast not away therefore your confidence, which have great recompense of reward. But who's the one that gave us the confidence? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. He extended his mercy. He gave us the confidence so he could give us a reward. Just in between that, the Lord requires us to work for it, to earn it. Verse 36, For ye have need of patience, that after ye have done the will of Yahweh, ye might receive the promise. Because what? Patience possesses our souls. Without patience, we ain't got a snowball chance in hell. There's so many news that's coming out, feel like it's about to happen, that it doesn't happen. We need the patience, brothers. And patience means to what? Suffer. So we got to go through those different gears in order for us to, receive that promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come, and will not tarry. Now the just shall live by faith. That's right. We want to live by faith. What is faith? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Right? But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. That's a Fallout Boy. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul, man. We are likened unto those individuals. We are likened unto who? The hopeful elect. That's who we are likened unto. The hopeful elect. The men that sigh and cry for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. The Lord didn't have to, show us this truth. The Lord didn't have to, introduce us to this, because certain men didn't get it. Certain men he's going to keep blinded on purpose. Isaiah chapter 6 verse 9, and he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. So the Lord got people dumb, deaf, and blind to not receive this truth, because ultimately he wants to destroy them. And that's what the common Christian just can't get. That's what the common folk just can't get. But we of the hopeful elect, we get it. We understand it. And we teach it. Verse 11, Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, Until the cities be wasted, without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate. That's how long 2/3 are going to be blinded until the missiles come. Here it is. They gonna know the Lord is coming back and everything, but they just don't have the information to receive salvation. They don't have the name. The scriptures say, the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe. So if you're not deemed righteous in the eyesight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, you're not going to be secure in that day. You're not going to be safe in that day. You're going to be taken by the evils, by the perils. So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, the Lord's mercy. We got to know that the Lord, was having mercy upon us by, allowing us to be out there on the highways and byways, teaching his word, teaching his truth, and receiving it. Because as we're teaching, we see so many people who fumble. We see so many people who overlook. We see so many people distracted. Night of the Living Dead. So with that, I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. I like to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, salutation, and blessings to the elect. Shalom.